It's your boy Wolfpacmaine back at it again. I'm back with the vertical live stream here. Hope all is well. We've been going through some difficulty with OBS earlier, um, getting mixed up with the vertical and horizontal, but I'll get it straightened out. I just wanted to pop in and check in on y'all. What's up, y'all? Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you are new over here. Hope all is well. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's been a long, like last week was pretty long for us wrestling fans. A lot of indie wrestling. We had WrestleMania weekend that just passed, which was the weirdest. This this has been the most strangest WrestleMania weekends. Let me turn this on now. Yeah, this has been the worst, the most weirdest WrestleMania seasons. Because it really didn't feel like WrestleMania season. Shout out to Jacob Fatu, rocking his hoodie right there, my fellow werewolf. Um, that night one, that night one didn't do too well at all. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Yeah, that and crazy thing, if y'all didn't know, they showed the first hour. They showed the first hour of WrestleMania for free on the ESPN channel if you had cable. Hey, welcome to the channel. Yeah, so they showed two of the matches that I wanted to see the most actually. The Brock versus Oba, and then they showed the ladder match. That was a fun ladder match right there. Oh my god. Somebody got power bombed straight through hell. Oh, Rusev. Rusev got destroyed with that power bomb. Yeah, shout out to y'all. Hit the like button, hit the like. It's your boy Wolfpacmaine. Yeah, yeah, those ticket sale prices really hit hard. Um, this is the first time I ever witnessed in life that a WrestleMania did not sell out. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome. Y'all hit the like button for me. Hit the likes, hit the likes. Please help me out. The like buttons are free. Shout out to all my JC, my shout out to all my fellow werewolves and my fellow JCW lunatics. Um, hope you all are checking out JCW Lunacy. Some really good stuff. Good people. Great programming, storytelling, characters, all that fun stuff. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me get my tablet. I gotta let my buddy Chicky know that I'm live. How's everyone's morning? I've got to let my buddy Chicky know that I'm live. I did want to wait a bit before I get into the WrestleMania stuff, but um, can you all hear me fine? Yeah. So in night one, they had the Usos and LA Knight versus I Show Speed, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. I think the biggest highlight of that match was when I Show Speed jumped off the top. He didn't jump off the top rope, but like he climbed on top from the top of the post and did like this huge frog splash onto Logan Paul. Logan Paul ended up turning on him in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the match, with like screwing up something. But the frog splash through the announce table. Yeah, that was crazy. Like he's really athletic, but I know WrestleMania was based on bringing in celebrities to the boost ticket sales and the show itself, but it seemed like a lot of this was just slapped together. There was really no main story too much with this match, and we've all seen the Vision versus Usos plenty of times before, and including LA Knight. LA Knight been fighting the Vision for so long. Um, so yeah, the Usos and LA Knight ended up winning the match. They had Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. Man, that mighty moonsault at the end through the table onto Drew was crazy. After he hit him in the head with the toolbox. Um, a lot of people were saying that oh, and this wasn't their unsanctioned match. Didn't really feel like it was unsanctioned. It really wasn't too hardcore of a match for it to be unsanctioned. There were no blood. Um, a regular AEW hardcore match is more violent than that one. I mean, if they supposed to call it a unsanctioned match, you know, it's supposed to give us that illusion that the match was too dangerous for them to sanction. You know, they could have pushed the envelope with that, but yeah, he even Fatu even kicked out of the Claymore. He kicked out of it. Yeah, but Fatu ended up winning the match with that moonsault. So shout out to him. Uh, the third match was the women's tag team title match between. It was supposed to be the Bella Twins with Nikki and Brie, but Nikki got injured and she came out on a crutch. And we had a surprise entrance. No, a surprise return. Um, Paige shocked the world and returned to WWE, folks. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Um, yeah, so Nikki was pretty much outside the ring. Versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. Oh, and then Nia Jackson, Last Legend. Yeah, so Paige and Brie Bella ended up winning the match. Charlotte got snatched out the ring when she was about to hit the move on somebody, and Nikki started attacking her with the crutch. And Paige put that DDT on to Alexa Bliss for the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that yeah, we're gonna get right into that soon. Yeah, that um we're gonna get into that match real soon. Here's another match that I really didn't care about seeing too much. Yeah, a lot of night one I just didn't really care too much about. Um, AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. Um, I don't remember. I don't really remember too much of this match here, but Becky Lynch ended up winning the match and winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I'm not sure if AJ Lee is going to come back though. I appreciate that. And then it looked like it was a lot of heat going back and forth between Becky Lynch and the referee Jessica Carr. She's she was also a wrestler as well. So it might be a program between them two. I don't know. um Gunther versus Seth Rollins. Um Now this was the match of the night with this one. A lot of back and forth, lots of countering, um, lots of near falls. That finish. Usually when somebody's locked in a sleeper hold, like the referee is supposed to lift your arm like 3 times to see if you're still conscious. And if you drop your hand on the third try, then you're out. But he just lifted his hand once, and he passed out from the sleeper hold from Gunther, so he ended up winning that match there. And then afterwards, we had a surprise return from Braun Breaker, which he ran from all the way from the stage through the ramp. Now the entrance rampway looks like it's almost as long as a football field. It's so long. So he had like a long running shot up the ramp, and it had like a really cool um, drone camera shot following him behind him running through, and he only clipped Seth Rollins a little bit with his spear. He didn't look like he catched all of it, all that running too. If he would have fully connected, it looked like he would have knocked him. He would have he would have hit Seth in half. Yeah, there was pedigrees, curb stumps, power bombs in that match. Next it was Liv Morgan and Stephanie Varcour. That match was only 7 minutes for the women's championship match. It's only 7 minutes. Um, yeah, Liv ended up retaining. And she had a music video, Corey Graves twerking and stuff. And then the last match here, damn, that was only 6 minutes. Oh, and before I get into this, um, there was like so many commercial breaks, so many ads. There were more ads. It seemed like there was more ads in television and more ads than the actual in-ring wrestling. It's crazy, man. People paying $30 a month and still got to sit through a whole bunch of commercials. That's crazy. The main event was the undisputed WWE Championship on the line versus between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. This this whole this was just a whole mess between us two. There was so much story and lore between Orton and Cody Rhodes for over 20 years. I remember when Cody Rhodes first arrived to WWE. They were part of this faction, Legacy. Him, Orton, and Ted DiBiase Jr. And Ted DiBiase Jr. was there in the audience. Like they could have used him as part of the storyline. And Orton were their mentor back then, and Orton was slapping around Cody Rhodes' father, Dusty Rhodes, a WWE Hall of Famer and legend. They didn't even mention anything about that, but they brought in Pat McAfee. Like it just didn't make any sense at all. It was like Pat McAfee was pushed towards the center of it all, but the rivalry was between. It was supposed to be between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. And are there any other wrestling fans in here? Any other action figure collectors? Have y'all picked up any of the LJN wrestlers? I like these a lot, man. I have check out my video where I unbox these too. Yeah, got my Stone Cold Steve Austin here. Yeah, so yeah, this whole thing just didn't make any sense. Like Pat started beating up on Cody before the bell even rang. They was beating him up. Um, then Cody was pretty much working heel against. It seemed like he was working heel against Orton. Like kept attacking his lower back and just his whole demeanor there. He took out Pat McAfee with the crossroads. Hey, what's up? And he got taken to the back. Um, there were more action in the ring. They was putting each other in their own finishing moves. Like Cody put Orton in the RKO for a near fall. Orton put Cody Rhodes in the crossroads for a near fall. Um, Orton was bleeding from the forehead, and it started getting into his eyes. And the referee, it was a referee, Charles Robinson. No, was it Charles Robinson? He was standing behind Orton's shoulder, and Orton thought that it was Cody because he couldn't really see him. So he hit the referee with the RKO. So we had no referee, and then all of a sudden, you see Pat McAfee run into the ring with the referee shirt on, and he had a neck brace around his neck. And then he gets in the ring for to try to do the because Orton was about to pin Cody. So he was like 1, 2, and Cody kicked out, and I think that was right after Cody tried to do the springboard cutter where they got reversed into an RKO. So there was a it was only a 2 count by Pat McAfee, and Orton got up. He was looking mad, and you saw Pat walk in the front and start trying to taunt Cody, and then Orton RKO'd Pat McAfee like his own buddy, supposedly, which he didn't really even need there in the first place. Randy Orton did not need Pat McAfee in his corner this whole time. Turn this- Yeah. Yeah, so Orton did not need Pat McAfee's help at all. So it looks like, since Orton, let me see here. Yep. So he hit the RKO on Pat McAfee, and then he put the crossroads on Orton right afterwards and pinned him. And then right after Orton lost, while Cody was celebrating with the belt holding over his head, Orton went over to he went over to him and snatched the belt out of his hand and ended up hitting Cody in the head with the belt. And then out of nowhere, he pulled out the very rare punt kick, and he kicked Orton. I mean, as Cody was slowly getting him up off the mat, um, Orton was all looking back and forth. Then he backed up into the corner and ran and punt kicked Cody in the head, and he actually kicked him for real. Like if you look at on social media, or Cody's left eye is bruised, and he actually had to cancel his meet and greet yesterday. They actually had to cancel their meet and greet with the fans at the the fan fest they have for the WrestleMania. Yeah. So since Orton didn't win, Pat McAfee said if Orton didn't win, then you wasn't going to see him in WWE again. And then Orton did hit him with the RKO. So it looks like Pat McAfee is just pretty much done, and they're resetting the rivalry or the feud between Orton and Cody Rhodes. So this is not going to be the last that you see them on TV with their program. All right. Um. Yeah. So that's some crazy stuff right there. Um. And shout out to the pack. Shout out to my members. Um. So I just gave you my WrestleMania night one recap. Yeah, this was like the worst WrestleMania nights that I have ever witnessed. And ever since WWE got bought, got taken over by TKO and joined ESPN, it's just been going downhill from there. Again, as I mentioned before, I never witnessed a WrestleMania that did not sell out its tickets, and then they had to use Pat McAfee to go out there, and even CM Punk. They talk about the high ticket prices and stuff, and then they giving a 25% off um WrestleMania tickets for Saturday's show. That's unheard of. Um, I don't see Triple H lasting there too much longer, man. Like that's just ridiculous. Hmm. Yeah. How's your mornings going? Yeah, so there were a lot more going on than just WrestleMania out in Vegas. You had so many indie wrestling going on, and shout out to JCW. My people were out there doing their thing. I checked out Strangle-Mania. That was some good stuff there. Um, I wish I was out there to check it out. Um, yeah, I felt a little left out not being out in Vegas with everyone. Um, I still haven't been to Vegas before. Hey, what's up? Welcome. Is anyone here? Yeah, yeah. Happy Monday, everyone. Shout out to the pack. Shout out to my buddy. Shout out to my buddy and co-producer Rainmaker Rain, aka Wolfpac Rain. Shout out to my buddy Chicky, my pal, my day one. Shout out to all of my members. Shout out to all my show sponsors. Yeah. How's everybody's morning? Y'all doing all right? I still got to do some more artwork for some. I still got to do some more art. Um, Here's a little bit of what I do right here. Digital illustrations. Here's the Brothers of Construction from JCW. Had that autographed by them. Had met them down in person as well. Too Tough Tony. I got an autograph down there as well. Cool people. The cool thing about um, JCW is the locker room is very positive. Here's Facade, the American champion. He successfully defended his championship. Here's Barnabas the Bazaar. I got that autographed. Yep. I had Big Al, Alice Crawley. She was in the ring checking out my artwork. Um, yeah, I had it after we assembled the wrestling ring. I had my artwork sitting in the corner, right on the apron, just right near the turn post. And I was walking around, and I met with Vince Russo. I met Barnabas. He was there in that same room. I pretty much met the whole roster that whole weekend there when it was here last March. Um, and after we assembled the ring that morning, it took the crew about a couple hours, and that's when the wrestlers start coming in, with their luggage, and they start heading into their dressing rooms and stuff. And it's such a cool experience getting to be getting the access, and them putting their trust in me to be on set with them. Uh, Make sure y'all follow me on my Instagram, because that's where I have a lot of my So here's me and J Rod, the new women's champion. Shout out to her. She's also Supernova from the American Gladiators. Hey, this was the same day. Um, I met Big Al. See, there's my artwork right there. Yeah, check out my video. I did like a small pop up interview with her. Got the pretty smile going on there. Hold on, let me see here. Okay. Oh yeah. Also, JCW Lunacy is returning to Michigan May 22nd at Harpo's in Detroit, JCW Arena. Night two, the 23rd, is the Vault up in Saginaw, and May 24th is at Greenwood Hall in Lansing. This is also my birthday month too. Yeah, yep. Um, There's me and a JCW Lunacy World Heavyweight Championship. Shout out to Cocaine. That was when we were up in Saginaw. Yeah, that's me in the front row with my sign, repping the pack. Yeah, I met Vito. Yeah, Big Vito. He was in a altercation with the crazy fan up at the WrestleCon they had over the weekend. Yeah, some crazy guy was putting his hands on him, and Vito had to defend himself and just started grabbing him by his beard and neck and had him over the table and everything. Like, there's some crazy people out here. You gotta be careful out here, man. Yeah. Um, let me see here. Yeah, I have a few more pictures I have to draw. I'm gonna start the junkyard dog drawing today. Get that done, and I'm gonna continue with my JCW with my JCW art. I have to edit together my ring rat painting, and then I have a J Rod one as well that I am currently working on. Where is it at here? All right, so here is. All right, so here is my ring rat drawing right here. I use Procreate. You all hit that like button and subscribe if you are new over here. This is an exclusive right here. Showing like I'm only gonna show like a little bit of it, but it's showing you the process of what I do when I do my drawing. Yeah, so there's a little sneak peek for y'all. I'm not gonna show too much. Um, and then I still had to print this one out too of my outbreak, my outbreak poster right there. There's Abel, Barnabas the Bazaar, and Jackson. And then I put the her posts. I put like the her post in the background, and you can see like the Ferris wheel right there. So yeah, I'm gonna be printing these out and get them signed and start selling them out. So start selling them. Yeah. All right. Um. Yeah, I tell everyone that if you want to achieve your goals and be successful out here, you just have to carry yourself a certain way. Be professional, stay positive, um, stay consistent. Um, JCW, um, JCW, they are really big on the whole Juggalo culture over there. They are really big on respect and loyalty and community. Like they're pretty tightly knit over there. Um, Everybody's cool over there. No egos, really. People actually would show you they'll show you some props if they see you doing good. Like they actually congratulate rather than hate. So that's a really good thing over there. And it's not easy doing this. Being a content creator, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself. Like you're really going to need a community and a really good supportive community. Yeah. Um, I'm not going to hold you guys for too long. I'm gonna do a pop up live a little later, and 'cause I wanted to wait until my friend Chicky shows up and we can talk about night two of WrestleMania. And I'm gonna work on my junkyard dog drawing for uh for a member or subscriber over here. Yeah, so make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. I'll check in with y'all a little later, and y'all have a good rest of your Monday. I'll check in with y'all. It was almost 9 o'clock. I'll check in on y'all this afternoon, early this afternoon, like 1 or 2 o'clock, somewhere around there. I'll check in with y'all. So, uh, check out my other videos. All my other wrestling fans. I've been uploading the JCW matches and shorts for you all. Um, hit the like, subscribe. Please subscribe. Please like. Share. Let me know who's your favorite wrestlers. Who's your favorite lady wrestler? Who's your favorite males? Who's your favorite tag teams? Yeah. All right. Until then, I'll catch you all a little later. All right. Shout out to the pack. Shout out to the Rainmaker. Shout out to the Alliance, my members, my sponsors, my whole Wolfpac family. I see y'all. 2026. This is our year. We winning this year. All right. I'm out of here.